Hey guys, this is Sin. So there is a Summon Rush event happening in Raid right now. And if I go into it for this account that I have, so you can see I'm only 1,800 points into what I ultimately need is 3,500 points. Would be nice to get 5,000 points, but that's shooting for the moon there. And the way you get these points, obviously, is by summoning. Unfortunately, I don't have any more shards to summon. This is a free-to-play account, so yeah, the life of a free-to-play when you don't know how to budget your shards, I guess. So I could spend all day long, like clicking the summon button, and summon literally like thousands of shards. But what I want to do today is try to write a program, a script, if you will, to automate doing this. So let's give it a shot. I've never done some sort of live streaming while coding before, so this is the first time. So people always wonder, hey, Sin, can you still code? I code all the time, just in C#, right? So let's call this Summon Rush, I guess. So I have a program here that I've been working on for the last year, actually. So I'm not starting from scratch. So if you see me using some libraries of code, it's because I've written those in the past. I need to copy, probably not. So anyway, let's make this into a public class just to make things easier. Right. I'm going to follow a template that I always do when I start on a new class. Is I'm going to be copying and pasting this attribute here, and this is because sometimes I use Win32 APIs, so you need to have this, otherwise you'll start to get warnings in Visual Studio. Also, I'm just going to follow the format here, because all of my classes have a start method. I guess I should probably call it main, right? But whatever. And again, these are just template codes that I kind of start with new classes that I create for this project. So I don't need this stuff here. Okay. So we have a bunch of to-do. So the first thing we want to do is we need to guarantee. I'm trying to figure out whether I should write this code in full screen or not. So my program has two modes. It can either run in full screen. I'm trying to figure out which champion to level up next. Or in windowed mode, and I'm trying to figure out what is easiest. So I'm not going to structure my code very well here because the reason is because I need to write this as quickly as possible because we're running out of time. So in addition to writing this code, I actually have to execute the code, and I can already imagine it's going to take probably hours. So let me just write my to-dos here. So our to-dos here is we need to be able to get back to this home screen, which is what's called Bastion. So get back to Bastion, the home screen, right? So normally, if I was doing a real program, I would create like a professional diagrams, things like that. But this is like impromptu. We just need to code this as quickly as possible. So we need to get to the Bastion. We need to click this summoning portal here, right? Go to summon portal. And then we need to summon, well, summons champions. You know, I should just probably... So the reason I'm doing this to do in front there is because if you go to Visual Studio and look at the tasks, or is it? I always forget where the tasks are. And I just oh, there it is. When you yeah, there you go. They just show up there as a task. That's the reason why I do this to do thing. And it's been around. That's been there in Visual Studio since the 90s, I think, or a long time ago. So summon champions. And you want to do 10 champions at a time until we can't anymore. So we have to do some sort of detection, right? Maybe we should do that as a separate to-do. Detect until we can't summon anymore. So basically, we're going to click this button. You know, we have to wait for the animation. Put that in there. Wait. I don't think you have to wait for the animation. I think when you summon, can you just click? Oh, you can't click. You can't skip the animation. Oh, once... whatever. Probably just wait for the animation. So we keep summoning. In fact, let's go through the whole sequence just so we can write our to-do list correctly. Okay, so now when you can't summon, you'll get a dialog box saying, oh, oh no, I ran out of money. Oh no, this is terrible. I forgot this account is so resource constrained. Can I even sell anything? Wow, that's fascinating. I picked an account where it has no money. Oh wow, I mean, my inventory list is pretty squeaky clean. I don't think I could sell much of anything. I guess if I maybe sell accessories. I don't normally cleanse my accessories. Oh yeah, as you can see, I have 1,138. I wonder if there's anything here that I could sell. Sorry, this was not a part of the video that I had planned in my head, but here we are. Can I sell some of the... And that's not a lot, there's only 4. So that's not going to make any difference. Wow, can I go to the shop and convert my gem into silver? That sucks. Where do you do that? Oh, here. How does this work? 80,000 silver for 40. Wow, this account is going to run out of money so quickly. Can we buy silver? 4.2 million for 1,400 gems. Oh, wow, I'm so limited in gems. Well, that sucks. I had hoped to create a YouTube video where I'm doing this. I may not be able to if I have no silver in the game, right? That royally was not planned. And if you were to actually buy silver for real, using real money, how much do they cost? Not ideal. Oh, wow, they're actually trying to offer me silver right now. 2 million 2 million silver for $5. How much is that gonna last me if I buy? As you can tell, I don't buy very often. Not on this account. This is actually a free-to-play account, so I've never bought anything on this account. Let's go back to the summoning portal here. So when you summon, you are lacking 2,000. I'll say it doesn't cost very much to summon, actually, but I am going to need a lot of them. So I don't want to break my free-to-play streak on this account, so I might have to just exchange my gem for silver, and I have very few little gems there. So if we go back to the shop, where was that gem exchange thing again? So let's just maybe buy a couple. Okay, it's in the inbox. All right, well, we have 162. So let's see how long that would last me. So each summon is costing... Oh, wow, it costs like, what, 5,000? Okay. So anyway, we summon until we can't summon anymore. Yeah, I'm gonna need more silver than this. Wow, this sucks. So again, we're trying to write this logic here, right? So we keep summoning until we can't summon anymore. I probably should just write the initial code that does the summoning right now here. So let's do that. So what I'm going to do is take a screenshot of the game. I'm going to go to Paintbrush, paste it in. So what I want to do is capture this button as an image reference. Now, although I really should just use mouse coordinates to speed up the development. But normally I would capture the button. That way I have that as an image reference. I would save it, obviously, not in my Doom Tower folder. Let's create a new folder called Summon Rush. And let's call this one Button Summon Pen, right? So that will show up in my images folder here. There should be a Summon Rush folder now, and there is that image button 10. I'm going to have to tell Visual Studio to obviously copy that in the deployment folder when it deploys, when it runs the program. So now we have that image as a reference, right? So we can do this. I'm going to end up writing pseudocode. I'm going to end up writing real code here. So we can say bool. Button summon 10, I don't know what to call it. Common image, click if present. Okay. We're going to hard code the path. It's going to be summon rush. Okay. And I don't know if I need all of that. Okay. So if I run this now, this is going to fail, obviously, because I'm not even calling this class. So let's actually call this class when the program boots up. So so my program does a lot of stuff when it boots up. So I'm going to do what I'll call a mini bootstrap. Let's instantiate this class, which is called summon rush. So we'll say summon rush, new summon rush, and then we'll obviously start it. All right. And we'll pass in the required parameters. And I don't need this particular, okay, I don't think I need this task parameter there. Okay. All right, so when the program runs, it'll transfer control over to this start method here. Okay, and I just want to test the clicking of that button, that's why. And I have this microphone in front of me, and I can't move my hand as well, so let me just adjust it really quickly. Okay. So anyway, this code, if it works correctly, I'm just going to write some temporary code here, just so I can put a breakpoint right there. Let me run it really quickly, and let's see if it works. If it works, you should click that button. If not, we'll have to debug. Oops. Oh, I didn't supply the right path. That's under image, summon rush. What did I supply? Path. Image. Oh, there's a space. That's okay. My bad. Space. And the button is not the correct name. I don't like AI helping sometimes. So here we go. I should probably put the microphone closer to me so you can hear me better. So you can see the button worked. Okay, and if you're wondering what the code here is, it's just old code that I've written a long time ago that looks for an image. It's using Win32 API. So the first thing it does is acquires the game screen, meaning it takes a screenshot of the game. And that's just, let's see here. As I drill it, as you can see, I'm literally just using Win32 to capture the screen, right? Yeah, so that's pretty, it's stuff you can just either Google or ChatGPT if you really want to know how to capture a game screen. So we know that button works. So we can technically keep looping. So we can say while was true, meaning it got summoned. Okay. We can keep summoning. And then we display and speak. So I already have code that will display and speak. Summoning 10 shards. So we need to have a to-do logic. So we really should have a check here, which I'm missing. I'm missing a check. Check if the summon button is enabled. Well, I guess if the summon button is not enabled, this would return false and it would never loop. So I guess we don't need to do that check. Okay, so if this works, we should be able to move the execution point right there. And since this is already set to true, right, we should be able to keep clicking that button until we can't click it anymore. Now, I know most people will write their loop just like this. Personal preference, I like to be very explicit about how I evaluate these Boolean operations. So let's trace through this once just to make sure it works correctly.
Summoning 10 shards.
Okay, it looks like you click the button. So now this variable will still be set to true because it did successfully click that button. So we should be able to keep looping. Unless, well, actually, that's the last time I can summon the button. It already filled up my collection. So it's going to try to loop. It's going to try to summon again, right? This should return false once I hit F10 on my keyboard here, right? So it did return false because the button is no longer enabled. And remember, I'm using an image reference, right, where this button has to look like that, right? And you can see now it's dimmed out, or grayed out, whatever. So now the loop will exit. So here we go. So we basically completed, oh, you know what we didn't do is wait for the animation, right? So maybe you'll do a thread.sleep, and I don't know how long the animation was taking, just to be safe, let's say 10 seconds, right? Okay. So this is now done, right? And I already have existing code for both of these, actually, so I'll wire that up later. It's not important now. Okay, so now once we've wired summon as many champions as we can, we need to close out of this screen that we're on, and I already have existing code that can do that. Comment that, I think it's page close or close page. Close page. All right, just pass it the Windows handler. So again, if I move the execution point over here, hit F10 to run this. If everything works, there you go, it closed the page, and it looks like I have to do that twice. So let's put a comment here. Close the summoning. I don't know what that screen was. What's that screen called? Oh, I can't get back there now. Okay, whatever. Close summoning screen. And then the second one will be close the summoning portal screen. Okay, again, I'm going to move the execution point here. Let that execute. So that takes me back to Bastion, right? So once we're in Bastion, we need to go to the tavern, okay? So this takes us back to the Bastion. Now, I know you didn't see any pop-ups come up, but normally there are pop-ups that come up on the Bastion or when you get to the home screen, so I can't just go to the tavern directly. So in the Bastion, dismiss all pop-ups, right? So I have code that does that already, so we'll take care of that. So for now, this is still up to do. So now we need to click the tavern, right? Do I already have existing code for that? You know what? We'll just make life simpler and just code it by coordinates for now. I'm trying to see if that's the wisest thing to do. I might already have existing code that can take me to the tavern, actually. Maybe. I say that, and yet I don't know if I do. Let me search my code for existing tavern code. Do I already have? I started this project over a year ago, so yeah, I already have existing tavern code. So there is a tavern class. Let's go search for it, make things easier. Oh, there it is. Okay. There's already a go-to tavern function. Oh, and it's just... Nah, I don't want to use this. This is really old code where... so basically, there's the hard-coded version of it. Yeah, so we'll just hard-code it. It'll make development a little bit faster, actually. So let's see. Go to the tavern. All right, so we'll... Oops. Screw it up in the copying and pasting there. Oh, wait. Why is it? That's just probably a bug in the code. I wonder if that's the right coordinates. Let's double check. The comment was incorrect, so... Oh, okay, that's correct. So that means there was an incorrect comment on the original tavern code where I copied this from. So let's actually fix that. It must just be a copy and paste type thing. Okay. Okay. So now we are able to go to the tavern. We introduce a half-a-second delay. Okay. You know, from now on, I'm just going to hard code the coordinates. It'll just make development a lot faster. I hate doing that, but it is what it is. So the next thing we're going to do when we get here is click on the filter. So I'm going to take a screenshot of the game and load Affinity Designer 2. That way I can get the XY coordinates, although Paintbrush can do it too, actually. Let's just do it Paintbrush, I guess. So I want to click this filter button, and according to, you know what? I like using Affinity Designer. Let's go Affinity Designer. It's because I can be more precise than Paintbrush. So basically, I would just draw a little rectangle where I want the mouse cursor to be, and then get the XY coordinate, 367, 124. Right. Let me put this in a separate window over there, and I don't need Paintbrush for the time being. So we're going to say, click on filter, right? And the coordinates are 367, 124. Okay. So let's go ahead and test that to make sure that works. I'm going to move the execution forward a little bit. In fact, I'm going to increase the delay here to 1 second. So when it goes to the tavern screen, there's a 1 second delay. Let's go click that filter button. Great, that worked. Now I need to scroll up. Again, let's take a screenshot of that. I already have existing code that can scroll things. Let's just close this and open again. Paste from a clipboard. Oops, Wrong screen. Took a screenshot of the wrong screen. All right, new from clipboard. So what I need to do is click and then drag up because I need a filter that's located. I need to check these 2 checkboxes basically. It's funny, I already have code that does all of this actually. You know what? Let me go back to Tavern. Let's see here. There's already code in here that does all of this actually. Yeah, it's right there. Apply filter. I can probably just reuse this. Let's give that a try. And so from here, let's instantiate the Tavern class. New Tavern. Why is the thing not working? IntelliSense. So we can say Tavern dot start. It's going to require probably the same parameters. Yep. So let's pass it the exact same thing. I don't really need an action. Let's just pass nothing. An A. I don't know. Actually, I may not want to call start. I take that back. Let's not call start. Let's actually call this method, but I'm still going to need those parameters though. So hwind, user profile equals user profile. That way I can just call the method directly. So here, let's see, filter by 1 to 2 stars. Stars. Champion. So let's see if this works. So let me just reset this dialog box. Let me just click that filter, which takes us to this logic here. So let's move it forward here and press F10, F10, F10. And I'm just going to F10 through this and see what happens, which means it'll just execute the whole function.
Applying filter for 1 and 2 stars champions. Applying filter for common and uncommon champions.
Okay, that was perfect. That's exactly what I wanted to do. Okay. So the next thing I need to do is click on the first champion that I see. I can just probably hard code that actually. Although I have a feeling I already have existing code in my Tavern library here that does that. Selected champion, select champion. Maybe we can just hard code the. You know, we'll just hard code it. Again, I'll take a screenshot of this. Take it to Affinity Designer. Did I close Affinity Designer? I did not. Actually, we can just click here. So the coordinates are 81304. So here we'll just say click on first champion. So I'll do mouse.click, same hwind, and it's going to be 81.304. Oh yeah, there's an optional parameter to set the game to the foreground. I should have said yes to that actually, but it's optional. And I think I might have changed the code, so it's always setting that to true anyway. Oh, it does. So it doesn't matter. So this parameter is no longer used. At some point, that was an optional thing, but whatever. We can just delete that then. So we want to click on the first champion. So once we've done that, the next thing we want to do is, although this is already selected, we're going to click on that anyway, just to be sure. That's how we code things in the video game world. You don't want to assume what state that you're in. I just need the coordinates of that, which is whatever, right? 1784. Click upgrade though. So again, that's 1784, 197, right? And actually, when I click these things, I do want to put a delay. You know what? We'll just do this, and we'll say delay of 200 milliseconds. We'll do the same thing for here. This parameter is really not needed, but I'll just do that. All that this is saying is when I click the mouse, wait 200 milliseconds, right? Wait a fraction of a second. That way the screen has time to refresh itself before my next line of code executes. Okay, and that's 1784 by 197, so that's correct. So that will take us to, well, where we are now. The next thing we want to click is this instant upgrade button. And I just need the coordinates of that again. And it's already here on the screen. I have a problem with my mouse, by the way. I need to get a new mouse. The mouse wheel is not working correctly. So let's click the instant upgrade button, and it's going to be coordinates 1827 through, is that 820? 820. I'm not wearing my glasses, so yeah. So that takes us to where we are now in the game, which is here. And the next thing we want to do is click this upgrade button. I really should write code for when I run out of money. So I think I'm going to screenshot this. Again, just go to paintbrush. It's the easiest way to crop that button. I wonder if this price changes. I bet it does. So I probably should not capture the amount and just capture the upgrade button, I'm thinking. I need to capture enough of it so if the button state changes from like dim to lit to what it is now, the program can tell the difference. So let's crop that and then change that to, save it rather. We'll call this button upgrade, I guess. Yeah, upgrade's fine. And again, I need to tell Visual Studio about it. To deploy it the next time I run the program. Where is the images? Summon Rush. Okay. So even though the button is in my project and I've told Visual Studio to copy that button to the deployment folder the next time I run the program, unfortunately, I am already running the program. So one way to get around that is just go into Visual Studio's solution here for the folder where it is. Go into bin, go into where .NET compiles its stuff. So this is where the compiled location of the program that's actually running right now is. So let's go to, what did I call this? Summon Rush. Am I in the right place? Images, Summon Rush. There it is. So you can see the button isn't there. So what I'll do is I'll just manually copy this button. Let's open the folder. And copy this upgrade button into the deployed version of the program. That way I can just use the button right now, even though I'm still in debug mode, right? Cool little nifty trick. So here we want to click the upgrade button. So bool btn upgrade. Okay, so let's say try to click the upgrade button. Okay. Obviously we need to update the button name to the correct file. So if we go here and press F10 to run it, you can see it click the upgrade button. Very nice. So we have to have a delay. There's a long delay there. Maybe 5. Let's do 5 seconds. So we can tweak these numbers. I believe I can already put a delay here, maybe. Yeah, click delay. Let's put 5 seconds, which is 5,000 milliseconds. Okay, so that clicks that button, but in case I run out of money, which means we won't be able to upgrade, right? So we can say if button upgrade equals false, then we can say display and speak. Oops. You have run out of silver, right? And at this point, for now, we'll just exit because we don't want the program to keep running. So once that's done, so normally I hate doing that return, and I know in modern programming languages they remove the goto statement. You know, we're still in my start method here. I actually need to move all of this code into its own function, but it's going to cause me to restart the program. So I guess I better not do that right now. So the state of the program that's in right now is you can see the upgrade button has been dimmed out, right? So if I attempt to click that button, it should fail, right? So this is false, and then the false state will trigger, obviously, right? So I'm not going to do that. But that was just me just quickly testing my work. So she's level 20 now. So I want to go to upgrade rank. So let's get the coordinates of that. Where is Affinity Designer? So upgrade rank. Sorry for my mouse. My mouse wheel is a little screwy. So I need the coordinates of that, which is 1808, 360. So let's go to upgrade rank. Wow. Okay, spell that right? Yep. And we'll just copy one of these mouse click buttons. Again, normally I would use an image reference, but in the interest of time, I am just going to hard code these coordinates. It's 1808 by 360. Okay. So if this worked correctly, you should see it go to that tab. There you go, and it did. And so now we want to click this instant rank up button. So let me just take a screenshot of the game. Go to Affinity Designer. Maybe let's open a new. Wrong. Let's see. Try that again. Okay. I need to adjust these coordinates. I don't know why it never pastes as 0, 0. So I need to click on this instant rank up button. Right. So mouse click there is the coordinates that we want is 1750 by 822. Okay. So again, let's test that really quickly. And so by the way, this is how I do development. I write code and I test them very quickly. I don't write like 100 lines of code like many developers do and then test 100 lines of code. Like that's just insanity to me. So like, why would you do that? So let's wait like maybe 2 seconds and we can tweak these timing. Yeah. Let's wait for the instant rank up dialog box to come up. Let's so here we want to click this rank up button, right? Click. And again, I have to be cognizant of the fact that I'm so low on silver that I'm probably going to run out of silver. So I'm going to again screenshot this and image match the button so that when I run out of silver, this will be dimmed. I don't want the program to keep running in an infinite loop and I have no money, right? I'm just wasting computing time there. Let's capture this part. And actually, I want the program to speak up and say I ran out of silver. And save this as a button. It's called rank up. Okay. Again, so I have to do the same thing. I need to copy that button into the deployed version of the code that's running right now. At the same time, I need to go to Visual Studio and add this. Oops, not that one. Into my actual solution, and will get deployed to that folder in future compilation. Okay. So let's copy the existing code that we have here. Button rank up. Steal the file name. I never just retype things. It's always better to copy and paste. And I don't know what the delay is. Let's say 2 seconds. Let's say 3 seconds just to be safe. So let's click on, I'm going to click F10 on the keyboard. You can see, click the rank up button. Nice. So the rank up is pretty instant. Instant looks like. So at this point, we want to close the dialog box, right? And again, we have existing code that I typed earlier. Actually, it's a separate code. So we can say close the instant rank up dialog box. And it's going to be common dot, I think I have some close dialog box, and then hwind. And I had these reversed. They really should be dialog close. That's why you notice me typing dialog, but whatever. I can fix that. I can refactor that very quickly. So if I move the execution point back up and hit F10, okay, so that worked. Basically, I need to repeat the same sequence again. I basically need to click this filter button, so that takes us back to where we were. Oh, I should say if I run out of money, right? So if, I should put some code here too. We ran out of money. This is really the out of money check. Or check if we failed to upgrade because we ran out of money. So I need to do the exact same check here. but for the rank up button. And again, for my other accounts that have like tens of millions or hundreds of millions of silver, I wouldn't even, be worried with running out of silver. But for this account, I am just silver poor. So at this point, I just need to repeat that over and over. I need to click the filter button again and start all over again. So is that where the code started? It is not. Oh, we started at the summoning part. Okay. So we're not done. We need to click the filter button. Oh, so here, I see. So we don't know when we're done on this dialog box. So basically we need to loop here. I might have to stop the program at this point. I might have to add a label here. I don't know if I can dynamically add a label. Let's see. I don't know what to call this label. I'm just going to say filter start. Put a label there. Is Visual Studio smart enough to backtrack? I'm just trying out some code here. I haven't fully thought this out yet. Because right now I'm going to end up writing code that's going to go in an infinite loop. I don't know what the end state is yet. So let's see if Visual Studio is smart, right? So I added a label at the top there. Oh, wow, I really need to change my mouse or just use the keyboard. And I'm going to jump to a label that did not exist previously. So either this is going to crash or Visual Studio is smart enough to backtrack and fix the code. Let's see. Oh my God, it's smart enough. Okay, that's awesome. Okay, so let's click on the filter again. And then filter by...
Applying filter for 1 and 2 stars champions.
1 to 2 stars champions.
Applying filter for common and uncommon champions.
Fine. Okay. Okay, looks like our code seems to be working at the moment. Oh, ran out of silver. Oh, so that's what happens when you run out of silver. Okay. You get a dialog box. So the button was actually true. Right. We just didn't have enough silver. So we have some silver, just not enough. So we need to account for this dialog box. So I'll take a screenshot of that. Let's go to Paint again. This is why we need to test our program, right? Sorry, my mouse wheel is just so screwed up. Basically, we're going to detect this. Okay, so we're going to crop. This is basically the out of silver dialog box. Okay, so we'll save that. Again, we need to copy that into the folder where the program is running right now. And then, of course, go back to Visual Studio and be sure that new file gets deployed in the future. So I don't have to copy it in the future. Okay, so that's a new change. So we want to do is do a detection of bool dlg out of silver equals common. Image is present, I think, yeah. And it's the same lot, it's just the same pattern without the click delay, obviously. And we want that image. Okay, so basically we're going to say is, are we ending here? Are we out of money? Silver. So we're going to do an or we are out of silver, right? You know, let's just rename this to say out of silver. Out of silver, right? Oops, messed up there. Out of silver. Let's make it easier. And then let's rename this to button upgrade click. So if we fail to click the upgrade button because we are truly out of silver even before we get to this point, or we just don't have enough silver. That's probably what I should have named. Not enough silver. All right. All right, those are the two states. Then we want to end the program. So let's backtrack here. Not enough silver will be true because the dialog box is present. And so then we'll exit the program. In this case, we do want to exit the program. This sucks. I can't believe I'm so out of silver on this account. It sucks. Wow, so spending 80 gems wasn't enough. Wow. I might actually literally have to buy silver for this account, which sucks. Where's the silver offer again? Shucks, it was there earlier, now it's gone. I should have taken advantage of that silver offer earlier, right? It's gone. And I wouldn't... And this would be my first time buying buying anything on this account. This has been a free-to-play account up until this point, and yet I can't even find where that silver is. That's hilarious. And this is probably like the worst way to buy to get silver, right? I presume. Okay, no silver offer. Wow, this stuff are so expensive. It's crazy. I mean, I can keep exchanging my gems for silver. That is not a lot of gems. That is crazy. So much for writing a program that can summon thousands of champions, right? Let's just keep rotating until I get my special silver offer. Because normally in this game, when you're out of silver, you do get some sort of offer of some kind. Let's see. How do we force that offer to pop up? I guess we can go to the tavern and like try to do what we were doing earlier and actually try to get it to run. Oh, this will actually work. I need to trigger the you're out of silver dialog box, so maybe it'll let us purchase. Oh, not enough EXP. Okay. I need to trigger the you are out of money dialog box again, so maybe it'll offer silver. There we go. If I say get it now, that way the system knows I'm out of silver. Will it try to offer me silver? It's not. Oh, that is so random. Wow, if I was the programmer of this game, the moment I know the user's out of silver, I would start to offer some sort of silver deal, right? Like it did earlier. Well, that's unfortunate. I mean, I could log onto a different account that has a lot of silver and continue the development there. We can do that, I suppose. That account is running right now on a different machine, though. I haven't had to deal with out of silver since I was new in the game. And I've been playing this game for like a year and a half. I actually don't know why this account has so little resources. It's kind of crazy. I'm still hoping for the you're out of silver dialog box. Would you like to buy some? Why is that not coming up when you actually want it to come up? Because that would be a better deal. It was like 2 million silver for like $5. I mean, that's pretty decent. Yeah, it's weird. Like I'm truly out of silver in the game, and the game is not offering to sell me silver like it did earlier. It's because I guess it did earlier, and I didn't take advantage of it. So maybe the game thought I'm not interested. That's just crazy. It's actually relatively easy to get gems in the game. I mean, I could convert that and get 4.2 million right there. That's kind of crazy, but... Or convert half of it to get... This might be okay. That's not going to be enough, though. This might be a better deal, actually. That's hilarious. I could log on to a different account that has a lot of silver, so I can just continue development. So let's do that. I'm trying to figure out which account to log into. Let's log onto my main account. I think that has a lot of silver. I think. Oh, actually, I need to restart the whole program. Because if I do that, yeah. So the reason I need to restart the whole program is that Windows maintains what's called an H-wind, as you see right there, a handle to a window. So since I just closed RAID, I need to restart RAID again so that that gets updated. Also, I need to change this to my main account. Let's go run. Because the game isn't running right now, it might throw an error. Yep, my bad. What I'm going to do is run my program normally without all of this test code. And what it'll actually do is launch the game for me.
Demon Lord, data from previous day after 6 p.m. copied.
There you
No
go.
RAID instances found. Launching RAID, Shadow Legends. Loaded profile, since Yoko. Launching RAID, Shadow Legends. Waiting for Bastion to show up.
Launch my main account and then added this extra info at the top that I need to know when I'm programming. So this is my paid account. So I have a lot of free-to-play account, but this is my main account and this is a paid account. So you see level 91. I have a bunch of champions. I have all the 4 turtles as an example. So don't hate me that I have a paid account and I also have a bunch of free-to-play accounts. So yes, you can see in this game I have 271 million silver. So we'll be able to continue development then, which is excellent. So if we go back to where we were, this started with, let me just pin this so the summon rushes over here. Let's actually, the code was we were in the summoning area. I don't want to summon. Actually, let's just summon 10 maybe. Actually, you know, let's just run it. So the code is assuming that the game is in this state because that's when we started writing the code. Let's actually put a breakpoint here and then run the program. Let's go for it. Okay, so I'm going to press F10. Oops. Am I in the wrong state? Oh no, we started the program when we were already inside here. So we'll have to fix the beginning part of the program. I think we started here. Anyway, we'll skip it because I don't want to be here. We'll close that. Close that. Oh, there's a dialog box that I was telling you about. So we'll have to yeah, dismiss all these dialog boxes. And I should already have code that does that. It's called Bastion. That's what I call it. Yeah, it's called Bastion. What I really should do. Yeah, let's go to Bastion. Let's see how it does things. Oh, this is the main loop that closes those dialog boxes. Okay. Sorry for the scroll wheel. Again, my scroll wheel is really shitty on this mouse. So I just need to call this, call it Bastion. And the task, that name doesn't actually matter. Oh, crud. This thing got logged into another machine. So I'm going to remote desktop into one of my machines where this account got auto-logged in. You need to tell it to stop using this account. And again, this is a program that I wrote, so this is all my own little fun program, pet project here. In here, we need to tell it to stop using my main account and go use the old Riker account. When we started the video, that was the account we were using. Hope I spelled that right. So if I run the instance of the program there, it'll automatically start Riker here. That way I can use this Syoko account. But whatever, we don't need to pay attention to that. So here we are. I should be able to re-log in here. And we'll want to start our development at this point where we want to go to the tavern. Oh. Let's actually test that go-to bastion code. So we would have been in the summoning portal. And if we execute the go-to bastion code here, let's see what happens. Sorry, my bad. We have to restart the program because the H wouldn't change. Let us restart. And we're going to skip some of these. Just try to run here. Press F10. Did that not work? Or is there just a delay? Oh, okay, it is working. So there's code I've written in the past that will take me to the bastion, dismiss any dialogue boxes that are coming up, which there weren't any. So now let's go to the tavern. And let's retest our code here. Go to the filter. I'm actually just going to skip all of that. Put a breakpoint here and just run.
Applying filter for 1 and 2 stars champions. Applying filter for common and uncommon champions.
Okay. Let's assume that all of this code works. Let's put a breakpoint. We have silver on this account. We have a lot of silver on this account. Let's put a breakpoint here. Let's just run it through once. Okay. Okay, that part seems to work. Okay, so at this point we need to... I can actually still rank him up. How cool is that? I can actually still rank him up. I'm debating in my head whether I should continue writing the code and continue to rank him up. Because if I click this rank up button... Oh, I'm wrong. Whatever, let's keep going. So let's follow the code here. It'll start from the beginning again. It'll re-click the filter again. Because somehow when we ranked up, when we switched tabs from earlier, it lost the filter. You can
Applying
see.
filter for 1 and 2 stars champions.
It's one of those little quirks in Raid, right?
Applying filter for common and uncommon champions.
I'm actually out of champions, so that's a state we need to good. That's a state that we need to be at. We need to check. So this is good. This is not valid now. Click on first champion. There is no first champion. And it's quite possible we can click here or click here. Either way, it's not going to respond. Okay, that's good to know. This does not give me enough of an anchor point to figure out that that operation failed, other than the upgrade button. It's not lit when you click on either one of these. So let's get through clicking on the first champion, which is just this meat there. Okay, so technically we are now in a failed state. This is why I do image references instead of coordinates, right? So we can do the reverse. We can do the negative tests. So I'll take a screenshot of this. Okay. And I usually don't like doing negative testing like that, but I mean, I could just, you know what, let's not do a negative test. I don't like doing negative tests. Let me just get the program to a state where I can click that button again. Okay, so if I go back to that screen, we were at the tavern. We were at the, first we got a filter. And we're gonna click the first champion. Wait, were we at the rank up earlier? Upgrade. Oh, maybe we should have done the negative test. Okay, fine. We'll do the negative testing. Tavern. We want to filter 1, 2 champions. Let's just capture this. This was the negative state button earlier. I believe it was. Let's copy this, including the 0 silver thing. Crop. Export as PNG. This is upgrade not available, I guess. Upgrade. You say not available or not possible. Same thing as before. Copy that button into our deployed folder. And then make sure that it gets deployed in the future. So we filter, right? And then we click the first champion. I might have to run the program once to get the state in my head correct here. Let's actually run the program once. So we're at the state where we go to the tavern. Why are you not offering? Never mind, I'm on the wrong account. So we click on filter and let it filter.
Applying filter for 1 and 2 stars champions.
1, 2 star champions.
Applying filter for common and uncommon champions.
Okay. You're going to click on the first champion. It worked this time, but it... I'll have to come back here. Check for when there are no champions to click, right? So it'll be common. Let's just copy one of these. So I don't keep typing the same code. And you want to check for when upgrading is not possible. We need to get to a point where we can test this line of code. Let's put a breakpoint there. So for now, this is... oh, it's also the same way. Nope, click on upgrade. Okay, so for now, let's let it run. Rank up. Dialog box. Okay, so far so good. Let it run one more time. Click the filter again because we lost the filter. And let's actually just
applying filter for 1 and 2 stars champions. Applying filter for common and uncommon champions.
Okay. Okay, so when we are now at the state that we want to be in. Oh, because we're actually trying to upgrade someone who's a 3-star. So that's actually a flaw in our coding there. So basically... Okay, I see the flaw. Yep, okay, I think I see the flaw in the code here. We should have clicked the button first before we did the filter. The reason we didn't do that is because when we arrive at the tavern, we were already at the upgrade level tab. So let's restart the code. Oops, did I click just now? Wrong button. Yep, so we filter. It's actually already filtered. We can just skip this code. Click on the first champion. Oh, we need to dismiss this guy. That's my bad there. So basically after we upgraded him earlier, we were at this state. If we dismiss him, we're gonna go here. Oh, okay. If we dismiss him, I need to click this X button here. So let me take a screenshot. Hope you're following a little bit. I'll rerun the whole program from beginning to the end so you can kind of see what the heck I am doing. So basically at the end of my program here, after we close the dialog box, we actually need to X out the champion because we're done upgrading that champion. And that's the step that I did not do. That's why when the program loops back at the beginning, we're in a weird state, or in a state that is not known to the program. What's the coordinate of this? This is 1275, 132. So after we close it, we want to mouse click. $12.75, 132, is that what I said? Whatever, 130 is fine. And this deselect the current champion. Okay, so that's the problem we were having. Okay, now I need to get the program back to a normal state, just so we can test it again. To the state where we just click the tavern. Where's the execution code right now? Okay, it's got to the point where it applied the filter already. The dialog box has been dismissed. It's about to click on the first champion. So let's do that. It's going to do out of champions check, but we need to add more code here actually. Actually, let's just do this. Oh, that's not even the correct logic, because this is true at the you know what? This is wrong, this logic here. Let's not even pay attention to that at the moment. Click instant upgrade. I'm gonna upgrade. Rank. Instant rank up. Okay, that's a state we need to change. Check for when there's nothing to rank up. Oh wait, it's already handled. Did we click the rank up button? We did not. Oh, well, I necessarily want to exit just because we didn't do that. Let's just close that out for now. Comment that out, I mean. Close the dialog box. Okay. And then again, we want to deselect the champion. Okay. And then we want to restart from the top by clicking on the upgrade level tab before applying the filter. Okay, so that's the correction. And then it's going to apply the filter.
Applying filter for 1 and 2 stars champions. Applying filter for common and uncommon champions.
Okay, nice. So now we're in the state where there's not enough champions. So let's see what happens. We need to figure out when to. Oh, this is not a good test. So we need to get rid of this. Oh, that might break the program. Let's do this. Set this to false. Because right now it's set to true if I'm not mistaken. Oh, right, I should set to false. Oh, right. My bad. Never mind. Keep going. Oh, no. Oh, because we couldn't upgrade because we ran out. We clicked on instant upgrade, but we couldn't upgrade. That's why it wants to exit. Ah. Okay. Oh, we should do two separate checks and not combine them like this. Well, yeah. Let's move the execution point back there, actually. So this is when you don't have enough silver. That's fine. And this is when there's nothing to upgrade. Not enough champions. Okay. So this is where we exit, because this is the point where we need to restart summoning champions. Sorry again for my mouse wheel. Okay, that makes sense now. Okay. Okay, we have most of the program, actually. I would say probably 80% of it. So what we need to do is move this into its own function. Let's see here. So this whole upgrade operation going to the tavern. So all of this should be in its own function, actually. So let's move this in its own function. What should we call it? I don't know. Public void. Upgrade champions? Champions upgrade? I don't know. Okay, so that way when it exits, we can then summon. God, my mouse wheel sucks. Okay, so here we'll have another function called public void champions summon. So that's a different logic, different area of the game. And this is where some of these earlier codes should be in. Same thing, we need to go to Bastion. Same thing here, we need to go to the Bastion. Right. So this part here is not yet completed. So if we go to the Bastion and dismiss the dialog boxes, we go to the portal. So we need to go to the portal. Go to summon portal, which I might already have code that does that. I can just hard code the coordinates, I know, but I think, yep. Or maybe it was just hard coded also here, actually. And the reason it's okay to hard code is because the coordinate's not going to change. Well, unless Plarium changes it, but it's highly unlikely that it would. Or at least it hasn't changed since I've started playing the game. Through the summon portal, whatever, screen summoning portal. So that will take us to the summoning portal, but then we are in this state, which is an initial state. This is a different button than this button that we have here, actually. There's my images folder. So if you notice, the summon button here is the orange one. So I need to take a screenshot of this. I'll just reuse the same paint instance here. And again, guys, I'm not doing this to try to get ahead of the game or anything. I'm just doing this just for fun. I'm a software engineer by profession. This is what I do for fun. So, yeah. So let me crop this out. I'll save this into yet another button that's summoned. I don't know what we call this. V2. I don't know. Heal background. I don't know. Whatever. We call it V2. So copy that into the deployed version of the program, and then tell Visual Studio to deploy that new button in the future. Okay. I guess I didn't have to do that. The program's not even running. So what we want to do before we get to this state is copy existing code. Of course, for my other account that has no silver, we have to account for the out of money situation again. We'll ignore that for now. We'll come back to this code and refine it for that other account. Most raid players are not short on silver. I don't know why that account is. So basically, we'll click this button. We can't call it the same name. Only if that is successful do we continue with everything, right? Otherwise, all of this stuff is not needed. This is where you summon 10 again. So if we run this, we'll eventually gonna end up clicking this button. I'm just running this through in my head. We have to wait for the animation to be to end. And we did 10 seconds there. We can just put. I can either put a delay here. All right, there's a delay parameter, or I'm just going to put a 10 seconds hard-coded thread that's sleep. Okay, so let's test this. So the start button will still be called. All of these are actually done now. So we're going to do champions summon. Okay. And at some point, we're going to call champions upgrade. Okay. So what we need to do is return a state where if the upgrade was successful, this should be a Boolean. All right. So we're going to do Boolean result equals false. And then we'll return. I can't use my mouse wheel, so I have to use the scroll bar thumb in here. Well, if it makes it this far, I know that's a problem because we'll fix that. This should really be a loop, actually. So let's turn this into a loop so that Visual Studio is not complaining. So we're going to assume a true state. So we're going to say while upgrade is true, we don't need this anymore. We want to keep looping. Okay. So basically, we want actually we just want to break. So we're going to say return result is false and then break. Right? Break. Are these the only two states where we want to exit? So basically, we want to assume an infinite loop until we find a point where we need to exit of the while block. Again, we'll have to test the code here. And there are several states when we want to exit. It's when we're out of silver or out of champions. So this will break us out of the while loop, right? Actually, this is probably a terrible variable to name. Keep looping, how about that? Let's see what else. Stupid mouse wheel, Let's actually just test the program instead of me trying to mentally guess what it's doing. So, back at here, we're going to call start, and start will call. So basically what I want to happen is something like this. So I could say while keep upgrading is true, right? Basically this. And then we want to resummon the champions and to keep doing that. I need to figure out what the end state is so that we'll know we're done upgrading. I guess I can just stop the program, but we'll see. So let's test to see if this works. Let's run it, I guess. I just woke up when I started coding here, so I have not eaten breakfast or had my coffee or anything. So brain is running a little slow. Oops, do I have a breakpoint set somewhere? Oh, sorry, I stepped into it. So it's going to go to Bastion. You know what? Let's just run it without any breakpoints, just to see. I don't know if that's such a smart idea. So the whole point here is it'll summon until it can't summon anymore, then it'll close, and then the program will end up being here. So let's just do that. Oh, this is fun. I started summoning this stuff manually yesterday.
Summoning 10 shards.
And I was starting to get like carpal tunnel syndrome, right? Like my wrist started to hurt because you have to summon like hundreds of these things. Oh, it exited. I did not expect that, so that's a bug. Why did it exit? We'll have to retest that. Something is up. I did not expect that to exit so soon. Was the delay of 10 seconds not long enough? That's possible. Interesting. What we'll do is put a breakpoint here and let it run again. So we'll run it in the state where the dialog box is up. It should be able to handle that. Let's see. Yep, sure did. So it's going to try to go to the summoning portal once it has fully established there are no more dialog box on the screen. It's summoned 10.
Summoning 10 shards.
I should say summoning 10 champions. What did I say? Shards in the comment there. Oh, somehow this is returning a false because interesting. Why would that return false? Did we evaluate it too soon? So if I try to evaluate that expression now, it would return true. So that means the delay is not enough. Okay. Let's try this again. She's summoning 10 champions. Let's try that again. Oops, what happened? Where is the program? Oh, it's a delay 15 seconds. Sorry. And you know that delay 15 seconds should only happen if we actually click that button. Okay. Let's keep
Summoning
going.
10 champions.
Oh, the delay is actually dynamic because it could depend on if there's a server delay. Oh, that's fascinating. Okay. So it's not a fixed amount of time. So we can't do this. Okay. There are many ways I can fix this. So, okay. So I can go common dot image, click if present in region. I need to know the coordinates precisely of where that button is. I don't have to do that, right? Yeah, that's... Yes, I do need to know the coordinates of the button. So I have a library that I've already written in the past where it could actually wait. Wait, is that the right one? Oh no, that's the wrong function. This one. Wait until present in region. The XY coordinate. You know, I'm going to create a new version of this function because I don't want to have to specify the coordinates every single time. So it is doing a fast check. No. You know what? Let's just go with the flow. Let me stop the program. here's what we're going to do. Instead of me hard coding 15 seconds or 10 seconds or whatever number of seconds, that's not going to be good because there's a server latency, right? And it's fine. I've had to deal with many server latency issues in this in this game, so that's not a problem. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to capture the game screenshot using code and not print screen and paintbrush. This is because I need a native capture of the game. I just need a way to put a breakpoint there, and I know I can use the debugger or whatever. And why is it not happy at the moment? It's already defined in somewhere. Oh, yeah, silly me. So I capture it. I don't even need this, actually. Oh, wait, I don't need that, but I do need this. So let's run the program. So it's going to take a screenshot. Whoops. Parameters not valid. Oh, silly me. I need these. So you should have taken a screenshot of the program in here. If we open it in Paint just to verify. So there it is. What we're going to do is open it in Affinity Designer. Just close all of this because I need the exact coordinates and it has to be precise. So let's capture the coordinates. Okay. I really hate my mouse. I'm using a cheap 200 pesos or like $4 or $5 mouse right now. It's driving me insane. Okay. All right. Now I need the exact coordinates of that, right? But I actually need to capture that button exactly the way it is in the game right now. And I have code for that, as you can see. And we need the exact dimension of the rectangle, which is 838, 945, 246, and 88. And we want to name it, oh, I don't know, summoning portal. Actually, no, we'll just call it button. What is the name of this button? Summon 10, right? And this is our V1 version, right? Because the teal one is the V2. Timestamp false, open File Explorer after it's done capturing. Yes, please. So let me run the code here. It should open. So there's that button we just captured. Okay. And so I know you're wondering, hey, you already captured that button earlier. Why are you recapturing it? The difference is with this particular capture, I know the precise region on the screen where that capture was taken. You'll see why in a second. So let me do the dance, copy this, and paste it into. I don't need to put it in the deployed state since the program is not running actually. Oh, well, I do need to tell Visual Studio about it though. Where is it? Oh, wrong folder. I don't know why I pasted that there. Oh, sorry, I already have pasted it there. Oh my God. So anyway. Oh wait, is that what I named it just now? V2? Wait, I haven't. No. Brain fart. It's the V1. This one I need to capture into our, not the deploy version, the Visual Studio folder, which is now, it'll show up right there. Copy that into future deployments. Okay, now we want to use that button instead. So on the code that I had started writing, why does that keep coming up? So in here, basically what we want to do is common that image, wait until present, hwind, and we'll fix all of these numbers in just a second. So basically, I want the program to sit around and wait until that button shows up again, but up to a certain point. The coordinates here would actually be So I need the X, Y. See, this is why I need to recapture that button, because now I need to provide the precise X, Y coordinates and the width and the height. Hope that makes sense. That's why I couldn't just reuse the previous button, actually. Okay, what other parameters does this need? I don't need any offsets, any delays. Okay, it says retry in seconds. That's the part that I need to specify. Retry in seconds. We can wait for as much as 30 seconds. And beyond that, there might be some server issue, whatnot. Then we probably want to exit, maybe. I don't know. If we're being generous, sometimes here in the Philippines, the internet here is really crappy. So maybe you can wait up to 1 minute. Oh wait, that's in seconds, so it's 1 minute. Yeah. So let's see if the code works any better. Let's start all over again. Who am I leveling here? Who is that? Yeah. Let's go. Oh, sorry. I still need to re-enable my code there. So we can comment this out again. And rerun our summon rush brand new code. Let's see. I am getting tired because I just woke up and I haven't stretched. Or eaten or done anything, actually. I think I only slept for like 1 or 2 hours. And here I am programming. So it's clicking the summon V1 button, if you will. Okay, great.
Oh, summoning 10 champions.
Okay. We should actually look at the code while that's running so we can kind of see. So I have a breakpoint set. At some point it's going to break. I think it's going to break after. Oh, it just broke now. So it detected that the button is already there. So it should say true. Nice. Now I'm missing the code to actually click the button. Whoops. We should change this to Boolean button summon is summon button present. Right? Or I can just say summon button present. If a summon button present is true, then actually re-click the button. Right? So we're going to re-execute that code, actually. Okay. Hope that makes sense. So if we backtrack a little bit here, when that runs, it's going to return true because the button is there. And then it's going to click it again. And if it returns false, then it won't click the button. And when it loops again, it'll exit. Oh, if it returns false, we need to set this variable to false so we can stop looping, basically, right? Hope that makes sense. So if we run this, it's going to click the button because it's present, and I have my breakpoint still here. Let's actually run this completely without me doing oh, shoot. Okay, so it didn't work as expected. Why? Let's backtrack and actually debug it again. So it clicked, and then we're waiting for that to be... Oh, there's a 60 seconds. Wait, so it's waiting. Okay, it detected the button is present. Is there a version of this where I can actually just click it? Click. No, I didn't create a version where you can just auto-click it. So it's present. And so it should click the button if it's present. Oh. And if the button isn't present after 60 seconds. So it'll click it. It'll loop. Is the button present? It's not. Oh, that's why. Okay, I see what the problem is. No, actually, I don't. It looks... It's going to wait up to 60 seconds. And then... Bam, bam, bam. The code seems to run correctly when I'm tracing, when I'm running it line by line. Let's actually just run it completely, right? Let's see what happens. And it's still summoning. Okay, I think we might have ironed out the bug. So, okay, it looks like the code is actually working now. Let's actually start over from the very beginning. Let's actually stop the program and go back outside. I just want to test this. I'm nearing the end of my limit there, so I can only summon one more time, I think. Okay. Gotta wait for the program to detect that there are no dialog boxes on screen. And what it does is it has some delays, because sometimes when you click a dialog box to dismiss it, 2 seconds later another dialog box comes up. Okay, so we haven't tested this state. Oh, I guess we have. So the button is not enabling because, well, it can't summon anymore, right? So it's going to close. And it's going to close again. So now we're back at the Bastion. All right. So from here, I'm going to try to enter an infinite loop. And this infinite loop should actually have been in this Champions Upgrade function, but whatever. We'll fix that later. So I'm going to put a breakpoint here. So we're going to do the Upgrade Champion part. Do I need to put a breakpoint anywhere? Let's let it run once. Up to here, possibly. Let's just run it. Cross our fingers and just run it. Wait, did it already fail? Oh no, it's determining where to make sure we're in the Bastion. So let's give it a few seconds. Okay, it went to Bastion on its own.
Applying filter for 1 and 2 stars champions.
This is kind of exciting, like watching my own
Applying
program.
filter for common and uncommon champions.
Okay. Nice. I could probably lessen some of the delays in the program to make it run a tiny bit faster, but it's fine. Okay. Oh, okay. I put a breakpoint, so okay. It's gonna deselect the champion, and it's gonna repeat, rinse, repeat. So for now, I'm gonna remove that breakpoint, and we'll put a breakpoint here instead when things try to exit the loop. And I may not have all the right conditions of when to exit the loop. This is why we need to run the program and just keep testing it. So basically,
Applying
the program restarted over again.
2 stars champions.
That's a bug. The scrolling.
Applying filter for common and uncommon champions.
Well, that might be an okay bug, actually. It was not intentional for it to scroll when it's already visible. Those filters. That's okay. So there you go. I just wrote a little program that just does all the upgrading for me. So I could do this for 1,000 of these champions.
Applying filter for 1 and 2 stars champions.
Yep, that's going to be a problem. You keep scrolling up. That
Applying filter for common and uncommon champions.
I hope that filter does not go out of view, because if it does, then that's a problem. This is like really cool. I have a little program here that will just do these auto upgrading for me. Why can't Ray just have this stuff built in so I don't have to write any code to do this?
Applying filter for 1 and 2 stars champions.
Okay, so even though that's a bug, it's a
Applying
perfectly
filter for common and uncommon champions.
perfectly workable bug since it's still applying the filter. Nice.
Applying filter for 1 and 2 stars champions. Applying filter for common and uncommon champions.
So that didn't take that long to write the program, right? I don't even know what time we started. This is kind of cool, just watching your, your handy dandy working. Okay, this is a state that we probably didn't program. It might be stuck in an infinite loop now. Maybe.
Applying filter for 1 and 2 stars champions. Applying filter for common and uncommon champions.
So I don't know if we've coded this enough that it will just stop on its own. We'll see. I thought we did, but maybe not. We'll see. Oh, okay. We are at that state. It detected that we need to exit. There's not enough champions to perform an upgrade. Yep, because the upgrade button is not lighting up. So this is gonna return. See, that's an interesting thing. Why am I returning false? Right. But I should be returning some sort of string so that we know what's happening. We're going to change the program so that it returns a string as the result instead. So we're going to say result is out of silver, and this one is going to be out of champions, right? And here's why. Because when the program exits, we'll default this to unknown, actually. Okay, so we'll say if result equals out of champions, right? Then we'll keep resummoning. But if the result is out of silver, then we want to exit out of the loop. I hope that makes sense, right? Then keep upgrading because false. Actually, we just want to break. We just want to exit. So whenever you start typing stuff like that by hand, what I normally do is I would go into the code and verify it by copying and pasting the actual text, just to be sure. Then this is why we use enums, right? Yes, I know. All right, there we go. At some point, if I keep running this program on my main account, I am going to... Let me see where I am in the summon rush on my main account. So I summoned some shards, like 9 shards earlier. So if I keep running this program, I am going to end up hitting this this mark to get this fragment. So let's figure out how many loops would that be. So let's write this down so we can get a guesstimate. So we're starting at 4,204 points, right? And our ending point is 5,100. Okay, so how many points do we need? So 5,100 minus 4,204. We need 896 points. Okay. I don't know. Let's figure out how many points we get for one run. Let's try to make as much room as we can in my collection here. Let's remove... I have a bunch of epics here that doesn't need to be there. That's from my earlier summon that I did. Let's try to move some of these rares. That's just so we can make more room. In my collections here. I need to figure out which one of these rares I can just use for food. I'm not saving all of them. So I need to move some of these into the vault. Okay, so that gives us plenty of space to summon champions. Okay. Are there any others I can move? Technically, I can move these guys as well. Looks like I need to buy more slots. Using some, I have a lot of silver. Let's use silver. I can move this, and this here for now. Not actively using some of these, but anyway, that's plenty of space to summon champions. Let's actually run the program once, and let's see how many points we get in the summoning rush. So, I don't think I need to put a breakpoint here and there. Alright guys, well this is pretty exciting. I can't believe we actually got this done in one sitting down. I was going to do this last night before going to bed. That way it's just done, but I did not, and now I'm doing it when I just woke up. So here we are. Let's test our program from beginning to end and let's see what happens. Just wait for the program to detect we're in the Bastion. Just gonna go ahead and summon until we can't summon anymore. So that could take a little while. Oh, there might be some areas of improvements here we can do, like lessen some of the weights. But
summoning 10 champions.
And again, you have to remember, when this button lights up depends on network latency, so I didn't hard code the wait for that. Oh shit, that's a bug. What happened there? The screen flashed. That happened before, so I don't know what causes that. Somehow it determined the button was... So it clicked the button, and then when it went back, that is an interesting problem. Let's go back. So basically, this became false, which means this returned false, even though it's supposed to wait for 60 seconds. That's a fascinating state. Let's double check. I'll put a breakpoint there. Oh, there's definitely something wrong. I thought we had the program working perfectly, but I guess not. Oh, I messed up there. So if we debug it, it works, but if we run it on its own, it doesn't. So there's some execution logic error there, some runtime error, I suppose. It was waiting until this button is present, and if it is, you click it. And you know, after we click it, we should wait like a minimum, like 5 seconds. It does take a while. I would even say 10 seconds, honestly. Let's say 5 seconds. It does take a while for the animation to finish. Maybe that'll make the code more reliable. Let's see. Let's keep testing. Okay, seems to be working better. And I know I can probably just issue a mouse click to the side to speed up the animation. And maybe I should do that, but it's fine. Oh, I'm gonna run out of... I should have 5,000 gems. That's fine. 260 million silver, so that's fine. adjust my mic here. It looks like the program, at least the summoning part, is working correctly now. Adding that 5 seconds delay corrected the logic, I guess. Nice. I wish I had ordered Starbucks. I can be drinking my Starbucks while we're watching this. So yeah, people often wondered whether I still code. So yes, I still code almost every day, actually, which is funny. Just because you're old, it doesn't mean you can't code. So I need to figure out how to get silver for the original account that we were using, because that definitely needs some silver. This is so cool. I should have written this program a long time ago so that there's a summon rush. Okay, let's see if this works. I wait 5 seconds. So we reach the end point, right? I hope it's not stuck in an infinite. What is it doing? Oh no. It is stuck in some sort of infinite loop, isn't it? Oh, because I told it to wait up to 60 seconds for the button. Oops. Yeah, that's a bug there. I mean, not a bug, but 60 seconds is a long time to wait. I'm gonna update it, so going forward it's only gonna be 20 seconds, but for right now we'll have to wait the full 60 seconds though. Because the 5 seconds here and the 20 there, it's actually 25 seconds. That's plenty of time overall. Okay, I'm waiting for 60 seconds. Has it not been 60 seconds? What's happening? Where's the program? If I hit pause, or are we? Oh, cancel, stop. I don't want to do anything. Oh no, I screwed up. How do I resume? Well, let's look at the call stack. What was it doing? Oh, it really was waiting the 60 seconds. And we're already on 44. Oh, I was being impatient. Your changes cannot be applied. Oh yeah, I made a change. Shucks. I need to undo my change here. So that we can continue. Yeah, so that 60-second delay was really long, and I'm not even sure if it's exactly 60 seconds. It's 60 seconds plus some additional delays that there might be in processing things in the background. So let's make this like just 15 seconds in the future. So the wait isn't this long. Because it's really not 60 seconds in a true sense of time, because it takes some processing time when you run this function. There you go. So it finally now will exit the loop, because it finally detected we can't summon anymore. So it'll close the dialog box, this area. And then we have a breakpoint set up there. And so now let's let it run. So it should go into the tavern in about a few seconds. Once it determines it's safe to do so. It takes a while, right? There we go.
Applying filter for 1 and 2 stars champions. Applying filter for common and uncommon champions.
Nice. Did that correctly. Let's the rank up. Sure. Nice. We apply the filter.
Applying filter for 1 and 2 stars champions. Applying filter for common and uncommon champions.
I'm gonna fix that scrolling up code there. It's bothering me that it's there, but it's not breaking the program, so it's probably fine. Looks like it's working so far, so that's pretty cool. Let's see if the end state is working, where it'll detect there's not enough champions in and it'll just exit, which it did earlier, so it should be okay.
Applying filter for 1 and 2 stars champions.
So basically, I wrote this program just now live
Applying
with you guys
for common and
watching, if
champions.
anyone is watching, right? Just to save me from having to manually click the game to do this over and over and over for thousands of shards for my other account, not this account. So I don't intend to break any raid policy. I'm not trying to cheat. I'm not trying to do anything that's not allowed in the game.
Applying filter for 1 and 2 stars champions.
This is like quality of life improvements, right?
Applying filter for common
for
and
myself.
uncommon champions. Applying filter for 1 and 2 stars champions. Applying filter for common and uncommon champions.
Okay, so this is the end state. Does it detect it correctly?
Applying filter for 1 and 2 stars champions.
Let's see what happens.
Applying filter for common and uncommon champions. Not enough champions to perform an upgrade.
Perfect. Okay, should exit the loop, right? Wait. It detected the end state. Oh, it did. Okay, so exited the program, or where we were at the tavern. Nice. It's gonna go back and resummon more on its own. Perfect. Actually, before we do that, okay, at least the program is running. I'm 90% happy with it. I wish I had stopped it before it summoned that, because I needed to know how many points did we get on that first run. So we had so we got like 200 points. Let's see here. Let's make a little calculator. Let's try to get the precise number there, right? So 4414 minus 4204. Yeah, okay, we got 200 points. So how many more points do I need? 5100 minus 4414. So I need to run it 4 times, right? So we'll do this. We're going to put a maximum loop here so it doesn't keep looping infinitely. We'll say, I mean, I can just put a for statement, actually. Yeah, I can just do that. Yeah, that's probably the easiest. Let's just do a for statement. Right, just put all these code in there. And break, and we're done. Out of silver, yeah, that's it. So now I can just run this and technically step away and order coffee while so let's break this, remove all the breakpoints so the program doesn't stop in the middle of running things. Blah, 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 brain fart, debug menu. I haven't had my coffee. All right, so if I run this, actually I'm gonna save this program, commit in the repository, because it's in a good, decently, perfectly working state. Okay. Summon Rush. Created new code that can automatically summon shards by the thousands if need be, to complete Salmon Rush events. Da-da. This is really exciting. I've been meaning to write this code for a long time now. I don't know why it took me this long to write it. I shouldn't control the mouse. That's so cool that it's actually working.
Summoning 10 champions.
But this just has to run 4 times from beginning to the end. I am going to order Starbucks while it does that. I should order lunch, actually. So I'm going to order lunch then. Wait, I hope my phone is not in sleep mode, and I hope my wife hasn't been trying to reach me. Oh, she sent me some messages. She asked if I slept. I said, a couple of hours. Oh, they ran. Nice. I wrote code so I can summon shards by the thousands using green shards. Letting my wife know that I have new code that can summon green shards by the thousands if need be to complete summon rush. My code follow. Place the champions. You know, silly me. I should have moved this game window into the main screen. Sorry about that. And I can't do it because if I try to move the mouse, yeah, it's not going to be happy. Okay, I need to order my lunch. Let's see. Chinese food for lunch, I guess. Do I have money in my Gcash? I'm pretty proud of myself that this thing is working. It only took like less than maybe an hour. I don't know how long it took us. So this is the part that people don't understand is when I program stuff, I get stuff done very quickly. It's because I've already pre-thought in my mind what I'm going to program, whether I'm in the bathroom showering or in the toilet taking a dump or sleeping or walking and jogging. A lot of the times when I sit down to code, I'm ready to slay it. I'm ready to kill it, right? Let's see. So I have enough money in my Gcash, so let's order some Chinese food. They have a really good Chinese restaurant here at Mega Mall called Super Bowl of China. Like, I like it a lot. It reminds me of the Chinese food that I order when I live in San Francisco. I just said reminds me of. I'm not saying it's as good, but wow, it's so expensive right now. It's 1,500 pesos to order right now. Jeez, that's for lunch for one person. 1,573. It's basically 1,600 because I have to pay for priority. Sheesh. Okay, good. It detected we can't summon anymore. So, I think we have to wait like 30 seconds, and then it'll detect that it's the end state, if we programmed it correctly, right? There you go. It detected the end state. All on its own, without me touching the mouse and the keyboard, right? So, again, wait a few seconds to detect we're in the Bastion safely without a pop-up dialog boxes, and it'll go into the tavern shortly after. I need to program more speech so it can actually narrate to us.
Applying filter for 1 and 2 stars champions. Applying filter for common and uncommon champions.
Nice. Ranking up the champion. Nice.
Applying filter for 1 and 2 stars champions. Applying filter for common and uncommon champions.
This is why I play Raid, you know that, so I can watch my own program play the game. No, I really like Raid, actually. I can imagine playing this game for years to come if hope Plarium doesn't like ban my account, right? Please don't.
Applying
spend a lot
filter
of money
for
on
1
my main
and 2
account here.
stars champions. Applying filter for common and uncommon champions.
So I originally wasn't planning to get that last fragment in the Summon Rush event that's happening right now, but since I have this program and it's using my green shards, I guess I'll try to get that fragment. I should actually tell my best friend Vince that I wrote this program, so...
Applying filter for 1 and 2 stars champions. Applying filter for common and uncommon champions.
So check this out, Vince. I just finished writing a program that will let me summon like green shards by the thousands if need be. So I can complete the Summon Rush without summoning any more orange shards. I like literally just wrote this in, oh, I don't know, probably less than an hour maybe. It would have been faster if I wasn't doing this YouTube live streaming and narrating
Applying
what I'm doing.
filter for 1 and 2 stars champions.
So basically it summoned, oh, I don't know, like 200
Applying filter for common
champions.
and uncommon champions.
And it's just doing the upgrading and ranking up all on its own without me actually controlling the mouse and the keyboard. See, my hands are right here. I'm not in front of the mouse or the keyboard. Pretty crazy. Yeah, that's the advantage of being a software engineer, right? If you see a software-related problem, you can just fix it. Like quality of life enhancements.
Applying
Plarium.
filter for 1 and 2 stars champions.
It would be nice if these things were just automated, right?
Applying filter for common and uncommon champions.
So yeah, basically I just automated summoning thousands of shards.
Not enough champions to perform an upgrade.
Automatically ranking, upgrading them and ranking them up. So yeah. So now it detected it can't keep going. At some point it'll exit the screen. It'll take a few seconds and it'll go back to the summoning portal. And it's gonna summon more champions to continue the insanity. So there you go. Pretty crazy, huh, Vince? See, without me, I'm not even touching the mouse and the keyboard. Look at my hand. One hand is on the phone and the other
Summoning
is
10 champions.
right here. See, my code is just doing that. How crazy is that? Anyway, I guess we can just watch it. Could stop it and move the game onto the main screen. I probably really should have done that. Sorry about that. So if you guys are still here and watching it, I'm sorry that you're watching it in the tiny upper right-hand corner of your screen. But the point is not even to show the game, but just to show programming and how you can use programming to make some aspects of the game easier, right? And again, I wrote this program not to cheat the game or try to get an upper hand on anyone. This is quality of life improvements for myself, so to save me the carpal tunnel syndrome of clicking the mouse like hundreds of times to get this done, right? Like Raid takes so little GPU processing because it's a mobile game, right? Like look at my GPU usage, it's like 15%. My CPU at 9-10%, right? It's crazy. I love how the latency of the frame on the upper right, I'm assuming that's what that is. It's like 0 milliseconds, right? Practically, there's no delay. It's just rendering the frames as quickly as possible. So part of the reason I was able to code this code as quickly as you saw me code it earlier is because, like I said, I've been working on this pet project of mine for over a year now. So I have already developed a bunch of libraries on my own to do things like mouse clicking, doing image comparison, things like that. So if I was writing this like completely from scratch without any of my pre-built libraries that I've accumulated in the last 12 months, yeah, it might have taken me probably like 2 hours or so to do what you saw me do in a fraction of the time. It's because I would have had to either chat GPT or Google it. Actually, I wouldn't Google it now, just chat GPT everything. Well, I have a paid chat GPT account, so it's so much better. Yeah. But this is so cool. It's a viable option for me now to use green shards to complete portions of the summoning rush. I have very limited orange shards, so I didn't want to summon anymore. I think I summoned 7 yesterday, and I figured I would stop there, and because I don't want to spend any more orange shards than necessary. But this is really cool that we can use green shards now and actually make it viable and worth my time to do it. So it detected the end state. It's going to go into the tavern on its own. And for this account, which is my main account, I don't
Applying
even really
filter
know.
For 1 and 2 stars champions.
I'll try not to talk over the AI.
Applying filter for common and uncommon champions.
Yeah, I don't even know if I still need this new fusion champion because I've already finished Faction Wars. I already have Lydia, right? But some of the YouTubers like Ash and Boozer, I don't know which said it, or maybe it was Noob, I don't know, Nubs, said that this champion might be useful in hard Faction Wars, which I have not even started.
Applying filter for 1 and 2 stars champions. Applying filter for common and uncommon champions.
This is going to take a while. So normally if I wasn't like live streaming, I wouldn't even sit here and watch this. I'd go do something else. But I'm actually like watching it because I'm also trying to test whether the program is working as expected, right? That way if it does, then I can just use it forever and ever.
Applying filter for 1 and 2 stars champions. Applying filter for common and uncommon champions.
Yeah, if for some miraculous reason you're still here and you're watching this, which I don't think anyone is watching, by the way, if you ever want to become a beta tester of my program here, let me know. I'd be happy to send you a copy. So you can, 1, use it for yourself if you want to, and 2, let me know if there are bugs.
Applying filter for 1 and 2 stars champions. Applying filter for common and uncommon champions.
I'm so glad this is working. It's saving me from having to manually click the mouse. That sounds so lazy, I know.
Applying filter for 1 and 2 stars champions.
I mean, this is a slower way of doing it, right?
Common and uncommon champions.
If I was doing this manually, obviously, I can do this faster.
Not enough champions to perform an upgrade.
It's actually slower to do it by code, right? So okay, it detected the end state there, so it's gonna loop. It's gonna finish the loop. So I don't know if 4 loops is enough. I probably should have done 5 loops, but that's fine. We'll just run it one more time before short. Yeah, so again, I wrote this program for quality of life improvements. This is not speeding up the game for me in any way. If anything,
summoning 10 champions.
It's slowing things down. It's actually faster if I do this manually than it is to watch the code execute, right? Because of the unnecessary delays that I have to add in the code. I wouldn't say unnecessary, but the delays that I have to add in the code. This is really cool. I'm able to jump back and forth between two sections of the game in order to finish the summon rush, right? I can jump back and forth, really three points: the Bastion, the Summoning Portal, the Tavern. So yeah, this is really cool. I'm actually getting neck stiff from looking at the monitor, which is on my right side here. Because normally I sit in code in the middle here. So I actually have 3 monitors. So yeah, I'm only using 2 right now for this live streaming here. Yeah, so while my code is executing, I can't or shouldn't really touch the keyboard and the mouse, because if I do, it'll screw up the game, right? Especially, yeah, basically you'll be competing for the mouse between my code and me moving the mouse, so I have to just like not touch the mouse and the keyboard while it's running. I wonder how long that Chinese food is going to take to deliver. Let's see. Food Panda. My order is still preparing. It will take 45 to 55 minutes. Wow. Oh, I should have had coffee. I'm falling asleep. So let's kill some airtime. So since we're just watching paint dry here, basically. So I'm starting a new job tomorrow at the largest bank here in the Philippines as a consultant. And I remember in the interview, one of the questions they asked me is, hey, can you still program? It's because I've been managing developers for so many years now. And quite honestly, I don't really like managing people in general. I prefer to be the one doing the coding, right? And the reason for that is I tend to code faster than any junior or senior developers I've ever worked with. And I'm not just bragging just to say that. It's because for most people, programming is just a job for them. They go to the office, they do their 8 to 5, they leave, right? For me, programming is a passion. This is what I love doing. This is what I think about in my head all the time. So for me, whenever I come to the office, which tomorrow, starting tomorrow, I'll be coming in an office. I've already pre-thought what I want to do for the day. I already know all the tasks in general that I need to do for that day. So when I come to the office to sit down and code, it's really just dumping what's in my brain into the computer. So a lot of the pre-thinking, pre-designing, all that stuff has already been done. So when I'm in the office, I can basically outcode everyone by a factor of 2 to 1, 3 to 1, or 4 to 1, meaning I'm 2 to 3 to 4 times faster than most developers I've ever worked with, even compared to the young one. Simply because for them, it's just a job. They come in there, they figure out what they need to do for that day, they come up with a design, and then they start coding, debugging, things like that. Whereas for me, I'm already starting with, I already know what I need to do for that day, and I just, bam,
applying
start
filter
coding.
For 1
right?
and 2 stars champions.
I'm going to try not to talk over the AI here.
Applying filter for common and uncommon champions.
So you got to see a little bit of me coding earlier. So imagine if I was coding something more complex, like an enterprise application.
Applying filter for 1 and 2 stars champions.
Can't try not to talk over the AI here.
Applying filter for common and uncommon champions.
I remember one time I worked at Microsoft back in 2008, 2009, or just 2010, whatever, in that time era. And I was in the bathroom one day in the toilet sitting down, and I had one of those aha moments. I figured out a solution to a problem we were having in the office, right? A technical problem, a programming problem. And at some point, my boss messaged me and said, hey, Sin,
applying filter for 1 and 2 stars champions.
He said, hey, Sin, when did you figure out the solution to the problem? I said, well, I was in the toilet.
Applying filter for common and uncommon champions.
Well, I was in the toilet taking a dump, taking a shit, basically, right? And he's like, That's billable time. He said, bill that to our client because it is, right? You solved a problem, even though you're in the toilet taking a dump. That's billable time. In fact, he told me, anytime I'm thinking about problems in the office, especially when I come up with solutions to the problems, right?
Applying filter for 1 and 2 stars champions.
Those are automatically billable time, he said.
Applying filter for common and uncommon champions.
So I'm like, okay, roger that, boss. So it wasn't unusual for me to bill my toilet time because that's where I do a lot of my thinking, right? When you're in the office, it's a quiet place where you can think, right?
Applying filter for 1 and 2 stars champions. Applying filter for common and uncommon champions.
Now, if I work at Plarium, I could automate this stuff for them. Instead of me doing this. And then it would benefit everyone, all right? The whole raid community. There's so many quality of life improvements that could be made in the UI and how things work within raid.
Applying filter for 1 and 2 stars champions. Applying filter for common and uncommon champions. Not enough champions to perform an upgrade.
Okay, and state detected. Nice. Back to the summoning portal. Is this the third run? Probably. Probably should have stopped the program and
summoning
check
10 champions.
how many like how many summoning points summon rush points I have. Dun, 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 dun. Summon, summon, summon. It's like the MacBook Pro M5 Pro just came out in the Philippines, or at least I'm getting an advertisement about it. Sniper. On this account, I have a sniper that is level 60, at some point fully geared. And I used her for a very long time. So when I started playing Raid, I didn't know about these promo link accounts that you get. So when I started Raid, it was just Kale, man, and nothing else. I did not even have Wukong. Like, I had no legendary. I just started out with Kale. I started out the most painful way possible, leveling with just an epic champion Kale. And somehow work my way up to, well, I end up spending money, right? So I did getting Wukong and things like that by summoning him, I think. So yeah, that was pretty crazy. Oh my god, this is taking a long time. I really have just woken up, so I really want some coffee, but I just ordered Chinese food, so... Perhaps I should order coffee while my Chinese is on its way here. I can't even see the video, so I don't know if I'm centered or off-centered. Sorry, it's my first time trying to live stream a coding project. I never live stream anything while coding. And the coding was very brief. A lot of it is just testing the code, making sure it runs correctly, really. Okay, the end state has been reached. Let's wait a few seconds for the program to detect it. When I say a few seconds, up to 15, 20 seconds, what did I put in the code? I don't remember. Let's give it like 20 seconds. And again, this is due to the latency issue that I said earlier. It's a network latency. I need to account for that. Okay, now it's going to go to the tavern whenever it thinks it's safe to do so.
Applying filter for 1 and 2 stars champions. Applying filter for common and uncommon champions.
It's like so cool. Look, Mom, no hands. Oh, I am falling asleep. I only got like 2 or 3 hours of sleep.
Applying filter for 1 and 2 stars champions.
So if I had gotten more sleep,
for common and uncommon champions,
could have coded this stuff better and faster, probably. So I need to figure out my silver issue for my other account. I actually wrote this program for my other account, not for my main account.
applying filter for 1 and 2 stars champions. Applying filter for common and uncommon champions. Applying filter for 1 and 2 stars champions.
I have an Elgato Steam Deck somewhere in the house.
Applying filter for common and uncommon champions.
Stream Deck. Did I say Steam Deck? I meant Stream Deck. And I don't know where it is. And I hope it works with Meld Studio, because I'm using Meld Studio to do the recording of this video. I should set that up so I can alternate cameras and things like that.
Applying filter for 1 and 2 stars champions.
It's so fun to see your program just running.
Applying filter for common and uncommon champions. Applying filter for 1 and 2 stars champions. Applying filter for common and uncommon champions. Not enough champions to perform an upgrade.
Okay, it detected the end state. Good. So it should summon again. And if I'm not mistaken, this will be the last time it's going to summon, right? I think this is the 4th iteration. Lost track.
Summoning 10 champions.
I wish you can pull like an epic or legendary green shards. Like even if you have to spend like 1,000 green shards to get one, that would be cool. Or even 10,000 green shards, right? Just to make it worth your while. Imagine the people who have to do this manually, right? Well, I think I did in the past actually for one of my accounts. Just like chilling here with my legs crossed and hope the camera is not picking it up, because I can't actually see what the camera is picking up at the moment. My code is blocking things. Let's look at Meld for a second. Oh, okay, still okay. And again, I can move the window of the game into the main screen here. There we go. Since we have that 10-second delay. Cool. Oh, the FPS I limited to only 60 frames per second, by the way. Otherwise, I have an NVIDIA RTX 5090. This game runs really fast in NVIDIA 5090. I figured no point in wasting electricity. I don't need RAID to run beyond 60 frames per second. It's so cool to watch this stuff. Anyway, let me check on my food. It's still not here. They're still preparing it? 25 to 35 minutes. Alright, well, to kill some airtime, what else have I automated in the game? Let's see. All the daily quests are automated, so I don't have to do them. Which, by virtue, the weekly quests are automated as well. I don't have to do them manually. Doom Tower, I automated just recently, actually. So Doom Tower normal mode is automated. Doom Tower hard mode is 1/3 done automated. I've automated Chimeras. I don't have to do that manually. I've also automated Hydras. I don't have to do that manually. When I say automated, I'm just using auto battles, by the way.
Doom Tower.
Oh, it actually finished. Oh, sorry. Let's not go to Doom Tower right now. Did we collect enough points for the summon rush? Did I even do the math correctly earlier? Oh my god, I did. Nice. There we go. Wow. I'm going to take a screenshot of this and just show this to my friend Vince. Because we had both agreed not to get that last fragment just because the cost is too much. And the only reason I did it again is because I have this program. Wow, that is really cool. You need to go message him actually and tell him. Let me show him. I'll just send him that screenshot and he'll know. He'll know what it means. Okay, well that program is done. So that's exciting. Now back to my original problem. Again, I wrote that program not for this account, but for my other account that has no silver. So that sucks. Let me see. I can't even use that account right now because it's in Live Arena. So what we can do is close this. And I have also automated Live Arena. Again, I'm just using auto battle. I'm not doing anything. So my chances of winning and losing is, I think I lose like 60% of the time and then I win 40% of the time, something like that. Again, wrote all of this stuff just for quality of life enhancement, for improvement for myself, not to try to cheat or win over other people. That way, when I'm working or exercising, things like that, at least I win 4 out of 10 times or something like that. At least I win a few times, even though I'm not playing the game. Because actually, my wife and I, we both hate playing Live Arena. So I'd rather just set up a team, go to Live Arena, and then hit auto and just done. I don't want to manually. I'm not trying to reach platinum or anything like that. So it's as long as we get some wins now and then, so we can improve our Great Hall. I mean, that's enough for me. So I cannot use my other account right now because it's actually in Live Arena. However, Picard, this account I can use. Let's see what's going on in his tournaments. So I have an Excel spreadsheet. Did I close it? Oh yeah, I did. I have an Excel spreadsheet that I started to keep track of where I am in certain events. So you can see Riker. Oh, I haven't finished his gear enhancement because he ran out of silver. Right. And the summon rush. Yeah, barely done that actually. Where are we on the summers? Oh, Fire Night starts in 4 hours. Nice. Summon Rush event. Where are we here? Why does it look like that on this computer? I can't read the numbers. How strange. So I have 4,000 something. I can't read the numbers. Is that a bug in Plarium's code? I think it says 4,500 something. So let's see if we can get this fragment since we're so close to it. While we're waiting for my other account to be freed up. So let's actually run this for this account. I don't know how many times I'll have to run it though. Oh, you know what? While we're here, why don't we actually improve the code by making it speak as it does things. So for example, when we start the code, let's actually get rid of the splitter. So when it begins summoning champion, let's actually say display and speak. Summoning champions. That way we can kind of know what it's doing. So we can say summoning 10 champions. Oh, here, it's in here. It's actually going to portal. Yeah, what else can we say? Yeah, we're also summoning 10 champions here. Okay, that's about it there. So here we can say going to fashion and then the tavern. Okay. And we can say that's the filtering. First champion. You can say display and speak. Say clicking on first champion. Oh wow. And then we can say, so we don't need this anymore. And then we can say clicking on instant upgrade. That's just going to make it less boring so that when we're watching, we actually know what the program is trying to do. Clicking on upgrade. And then here, clicking on ranking up, rank up. I guess that's the name of the button. I don't remember. Okay. Okay. You say closing dialog box. Nah, we don't need to say that. Let's just say deselecting champion. All right, let's run it and see what happens. I don't know if I have to run this 4 times. That might be too many. Actually, I don't know. It depends on how many. That's probably fine. How many can we summon? You can't summon as many on this account. Good old pop-ups. So let's actually free up as much space as we can, if we can. For example, I don't use these champions very often. So maybe... Oh no, I'm out of space here too. Which do we have more of? You know what? I don't want to spend any money. Let's just move some of them instead of all of them. Let's just move these guys, my new ones, into here. Okay. All right, well, let's give this a try on a different account. So I just have to change this to Picard. I already did. All right, let's give this a try. Oh, before we do that, let's click on this. Oh, Google just maxed out. Let me fix that. Pick a different champion. Which one do we want to max out next? I actually want to max out one of those epics. Which one? One of the new ones that I got. The Argonite ones. That looks like an Argonite. Is it? I don't know. Oh, that definitely looks like an Argonite. Let's see. Da-da-da. They're both Argonites. Good. I want to put them in the Guardian pit. Start with him. All right, let's run the program and hope that it worked correctly. Oh no. Oh, shucks. I forgot. I have to initiate this program using my code and not running it manually. And this is because, oopsie. Give me 1 second. I'm bootstrapping my program and I need to run entirely when loading a new account for the first time. So I should not. Actually, instead of me doing that, let me just reverse the logic here.
Demon Lord, data from previous day after 6 p.m. copied.
Fix it.
No raid instances found. Launching raid, Shadow Legends. Loaded profile, Pickard.
I need
Launching
to have
raid, Shadow Legends.
I need to have that stuff on the title bar.
Bastion to show up.
That's what my program failed earlier. That way, when I'm operating on an instance of raid, I know I'm operating on the correct one, not just some random instance that's running on my machine.
Going to Bastion then in the summoning portal. Oh, summoning 10 champions.
I forgot to tell it to go full screen. Ha 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 ha. You know what? I'll just manually do it. But in the code, I could have done it also. I just didn't do it.
Going to Bastion then in the summoning portal. Summoning 10 champions.
Good, it's working. So my best friend just now saw my picture. I wrote a program to do it. The champions I summon gets automatically upgraded and ranked up to make more room